Take 3. So this video has already been recorded, and unfortunately the sound was not working. This little button on the microphone apparently was off, so I'm having to do this again. So my reactions will not be authentic, but let's go with it because I think it was a very good video. Okay, so welcome to another Kickstarter Stress Test where we look at Kickstarter campaigns from the point of view of their ideal superfans, seeing if there's anything confusing or stopping us from pledging and buying the product. Okay, if there's anything that, really sours our tastes, even if we love the product, something with the campaign just doesn't sit right with us and we end up not pledging. Okay, so, and a little caveat, I already filmed 2 more completely other Kickstarter stress tests about different projects, and I did not upload them because they were too negative. And I'm trying to be, I try to be very positive. I love games, I love the whole experience, and we are trying to do a learning experience, but boy, those reviews, that initial reaction, it was very, very difficult for me to upload that because I don't want us to be a space of negativity. That being said, I do want us to revisit these 2 campaigns and have like a quick overview of what I felt was wrong or why I felt it. What do we think we can learn from it? Because I think there's an important learning experience there. So before we get to Hamlet, okay, I want to talk about Shards of Infinity. Okay, so it's interesting because these 2 campaigns, which I'll talk about, I am the ideal customer for. Okay, I am the super fan that should love this game. I love deck building. My favorite game by far is Star Realms. I love anything deck building related, Dune Imperium, Hero Realms, and it's just like whenever I see the word deck building, I am immediately drawn to it. So I know Shards of Infinity. I've played it on the app and I really loved it. And the only reason I didn't buy it until now was I just didn't get the chance. Okay, it's the type of game where I felt this is an excellent deck builder. For me, it's not a must-have, but if I see it at the store, and I haven't bought a game recently, I'll probably buy it. So when the campaign came out with all the expansions in one box, this seems like the ideal thing for me to jump on board. Yep, I'll get it at a good price. Need to see the shipping if it works, but everything about this looked right. And as I was going through the campaign, I was noticing something a little bit strange. I was wondering, well, this should be like a celebration of this game. Won't they have like an option for the existing backers? The ones that have been with this game from day one and supported this, or, early day adapters. And you see, they have the basic pledge, and then they have a lot of cosmetic pledges with foils and tin. And I noticed there was something missing. It seems like there wasn't really an upgrade pledge, if you know what I mean. Something for the early adapters, the players that already have everything. How do they join in this celebration? Because there's a lot of extra content here. There's the legacy element. There's also like fixed cards, and there's the standard. There's a lot of exclusive stuff you cannot get anywhere else. Well, turns out there isn't. There isn't any way to get just the new stuff. You have to buy the full game again. And since then, they did find a way where you see, can we purchase everything that's not in the original Shards of Infinity expansion? No, clear no. To kill cold no. And they do offer a $10 discount. But the feeling this evokes, and if you go to the comment section, you can clearly see this, it's sort of a feeling a little bit of resentment, okay? It's like you're ignoring the community you've built until now. And it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. It's like you wanted this to be a celebration of this game that, started with just a small box and it had all these expansions, got to this like amazing saga, and this is supposed to be the great finale of the game. There's not going to be any other Shards of Infinity afterwards, supposedly. But it's sort of like, it feels like this disconnect between the publisher and its fans. I mean, even the tin box. Apparently people aren't very keen about the tin box, and it feels like they're not asking anybody. That's how it is. So, and compare this with the Firefly campaign that was on GameFound recently, where there they had the huge box, includes everything in it, and if you already bought everything and you're a super fan of this game, there will be an upgrade pack just for you. And it comes with a special box, it comes with the new expansion, it comes with the new stuff, with the new miniatures. And while some people were a little bit upset because they wanted something very, very specific, let's say they didn't want the box, they didn't want the playmat, whatever, it still felt like the publisher was catering to its fans. It was at least thinking about it, thinking about them, and not as an afterthought. So that was one, and that left a sour taste, and for me at least. And it felt like, what, I think I'll skip it. It was just like, it was a excuse for me to say, nah, don't get it now. Find a time, just get the base game. You don't need everything else. See, it's just the little point of resistance that gives us excuses to not buy, and it just comes from what feels like the community isn't. If the community of fans isn't supporting them, why should I? Okay. And again, I'm not trying to say that, trying to bash Stoneblade Entertainment. On the contrary, I think they're a wonderful company, but it feels like they could have give the communication here a second thought. And the other campaign I want to talk about is the Fighting Fantasy Adventures Campaign 1. Oh, now it's cancelled. I covered this yesterday, and it was still running. So what happened here? This game is based on some of my favorite novels growing up. Okay, all these choose your own adventure books. They came to Israel in the late 90s and were translated to Hebrew. I recently found a library with all these books. And I was just like, oh, my childhood! And I took 5 home and I just ran through them. They're really hard, actually, but they're fun. They're really, really fun. And it feels like they took this concept of taking these books and turning them into a board games. Sounds amazing. But 2 things happened. One, it feels like the actual conversion of the book into game form stripped away of what made the book special, because a lot of the narrative elements are taken out for a very straightforward dungeon crawler. Walk in a room, deal with whatever's in it, continue going, roll dice. So, but that we're not talking about game design. Okay, that's one thing. The design of the page is designed in a way to push you away. Okay? It doesn't know which community is trying to cater to, because the people who read this, it was a long time ago. These people are now older, obviously. They've played probably a lot of different games. Their standard of dungeon crawlers probably higher with all the dungeon crawlers we have today. And it's a good question whether they know about Kickstarters or not. I don't know. But if you scroll down to the first image, this is what you get. Welcome, heroes. Thank you for responding to a summons. On this perilous journey, you will battle mighty container ship creatures, greedy tax goblins, and solve various pledge manager puzzles before finally being able to open the chest with your reward, the game. Trust in us, it will be worth the effort. This is telling me, do not trust this company, do not back this game. This will be a nightmare, and hopefully it will pay off. It's just like, this is such a weird, bizarre idea. And again, I feel like I'm delving into that negativity space, so we won't delve here too much. But it just feels like, again, a situation of not knowing what is the community you're trying to tap into. What do they like? What excites them? And you see that it doesn't feel like they're saying this is a celebration of the things that we loved as kids. Okay, and the video does sort of mention it, but it feels like it's a missed opportunity to tap into an existing community that loves something and to really show how it was taken care of and it was adapted and the spirit of it was maintained. All right, that's enough negativity. Let's get into something positive. So, Hamlet by the Lake. You should have seen my face yesterday. As I was going through this campaign, I was literally lighting up with delight and excitement. Because everything about this campaign is exactly the opposite from the other two campaigns. This is a company that embraces and embraces and loves its community and shows it. You can already see like 5,000 backers. And we can let's see at the previous campaign, specifically for Hamlet, I'm interested. We had 9,800 backers. It's gonna cross that, okay? It's definitely gonna cross that. So, I think so, yeah. So, let's dive into this quickly. Hamlet by the Lake. Take your village building lakeside with this new expansion to David's Cheercop's Hamlet, the village building game. So automatically it's telling us very clearly both that this is an expansion and what the original game is. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I'm a newcomer or an early adapter, I will know what this is. And just giving us a little bit of what will be new about it. Now let's just watch this video, because this video it's perfect. It's one of the best videos I've seen.
Welcome to Hamlet, the 1 to 4 player village building game. We mean that.
Okay, first of all, first 8 seconds, a few things that were done that are really well. One, it gives us the player count. Okay, automatically we know if this is a game for us or not. And player count is super important to know as early as possible. So we could have seen it on the cover, that would have been nice, but you get it in the first 8 seconds. Second of all, setting the mood, setting the tone, setting the vibe. You're immediately greeted by this beautiful render and those meeples jumping around. You cannot help but smile. Okay?
That to the very core. An actual growing communal village where placement of buildings and connection with roads matter.
Okay, so automatically it gives us, there's a lot of thought put into it, but immediately was the word I was looking for. We're seeing the full spread of the game. We're getting, I'm using the word automatically again. We now know how big the game is and how it looks like. And we can already start imagining the game on our table. Okay, it's like this sort of next level Carcassonne. You have the meeples, but then we zoom in and we see there's a lot more to it.
Workers running across the village working at woodcutters and farms. Donkeys delivering resources from one building to another building that needs them. An emergent economy where resources are being made, refined into higher quality materials, and then used to construct new buildings.
And I don't know if you noticed, like, huge props for the creators of the video. This is all being done in one shot, okay? So they planned it meticulously so it makes sense. And now notice that this is still talking about the base game. So let's continue.
Or sold at the market for gold. Or most importantly, delivered to the center of town to contribute to the building of the church.
Boom.
And then, one day, the church is finished. And what we knew as a hamlet in the country has become a fledgling town. And now...
Okay, the 1 minute and 10 second mark So far, we just talked about the base game. And what a wonderful way to invite new players into your game. Instead of starting straight away, in this expansion, you will get, I mean, like saying, oh, you already know the base game, or if you want to know about it, read elsewhere. No, this is giving us a sort of delightful introduction to what this game is about, even before talking about the expansion. But it's not like dragging. Even existing players will be able to watch the video, even if they play the game multiple times, and they would see, oh, he played this action that went with this action. They're understanding the game already. And us as new players, like, I haven't played the game before, so for me as a new player, I'm like, I really want to know how this works. I can see he's doing the combo, he's building here, he's putting there, and I can already imagine myself playing. That's all what it's all about, trying to convey the experience of playing the game, so us as consumers can already imagine ourselves at that future state of us playing the game. Okay, and now we get to the expansion, and take note here.
Now, introducing Hamlet by the Lake, the new expansion for Hamlet, where the gaps that form in between the tiles become lakes.
Boom. Suddenly you see all those holes, suddenly they fill up. And how satisfying is it to see like something fill up, like that box that fits exactly on the shelf and it creates a neat row. Or yeah, in board games, you know, that I have a hole there, so whoop, imagine a box like fitting exactly inside there.
Now, villagers can go fishing. Fish tiles from the bag and can either sell the fish or cook them into seasonal meals with special abilities. Boats can be built, which allow villagers, donkeys, and resources to cross. This time, though, only one player owns those boats, so it can create areas on the board where only one player can have access.
Okay, now this was really important, because all of a sudden with all this general, like, okay, you can do this, you can do that, this gives you points, this gives you, suddenly we have what I like to call the slow motion moment, okay, the zoom in point where we like expand the game into actual gameplay mechanics to give us like the core of what makes this this special or interesting. And it says only you have access to these islands as a player compared to everything else, which is communal. And that's super important to do, to give you that you know, the essence of something. Okay, getting in and really zooming in into that special gameplay moment or a specific moment where you're like, aha. And existing players, what are they thinking? They're like, oh, I can see how this works with my strategy. I usually like to play like this, like that. That could figure in. New players come in and are like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not now only interested in the base game. I would probably want both now, because I can see what this is adding. And it's a tool. I still don't understand it entirely because I don't know how to play the game, but I understand why it exists. It gives us the reason why, not just to fill in spaces. There are actual tactical and mechanical reasons for this. Oh my god, I'm getting so many messages now. What is happening?
So, back us now to get access to the new wooden 3D church, metal coins, all of the custom printed wooden meeples, and the one-time limited print of Hamlet by the Lake Founders Edition. Thank you for stopping by. We hope you like it here.
What better invitation can you offer your backers? Okay, Founders Edition. You are the founders, and it's a theme with the game. Literally, the backers are the ones that are bringing this game to life, just like the town, just like the city. It's not an exclusive. It's not an exclusive club. Come in, you know, you'll have fun. We're sure. You know, we could go on. Okay, and I did last time. I went on deep into the campaign and show how this sentiment is sort of given over and over and over. You know, new surprise unlocked. You know, you're right into the action. There's new stuff coming in. There's great quotes, and the pledge levels are very easy to understand. You know, you go right in and you have, where was it? What's new? Okay, so you know they're also all the time catering to the fans. The one bickering point people had about the old game was that the church was a little flimsy. It was made out of cardboard. So they changed it into a new wooden church. Guess how much you're gonna have to pay for that? Nothing. It is absolutely free for returning backers to get the upgrade kit. You don't even have to back anything else. You just need to pay for shipping. How amazing is that? That's a company that knows how to treat its backers, how to treat its community. And yeah, this is a great deal. €80 for both games, special bundle. You get everything. Don't need to worry. Just come here and have fun. You know, why can't we see more campaigns like this? Because this is what's mind-boggling. The whole point of games is to have this communal experience, to have this fun. It's not about gatekeeping. It's not about keeping one away, catering to the other. There is a way. You just need to be creative about it. How do you cater both to your super fans and to new fans? Make sure everyone feels welcome. There's somewhere for anyone to figure out what this game is about and what they could be experiencing with it. And you can see the comment section will be super helpful. You know, your backers will start doing the marketing for you and explaining to each other. And they have great service here. You can see that they almost always answer, but you can see that backers are answering and helping each other figure this out. And that's what you want in your campaign. You want to build a community that is thriving, that is helping, that is friendly, and then it's just a snowball effect. It goes on and on and on, and before you know it, you have a whole community around you. Okay, so I hope this time I recorded and everything went out well, and you're seeing this on YouTube. And if you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, and let me know, what was a campaign you've backed where you entered not as an early adapter, okay? You entered during the expansion or a later edition of the game, but you've entered a community which embraced you and you felt immediately a part of it. Okay, so something very, very specific, but I would like to hear about these examples. You could share the negative ones as well, where you felt gatekeep, but like I said, I'd rather keep it positive. So until next time, bye-bye.